My name's Dusty Burge. I'm from Kearney, Nebraska, and I'm founder of Fast Forward, a software company automating line patrol for electric utilities. So I competed in Big Idea in October of 2021. I had just completed a startup accelerator out of Lincoln, and I brought an idea of using a vehicle-mounted thermal camera to inspect power lines. And I was in the very infant stages of the idea. So since we competed in Big Idea, we've actually been the recipient of a few grants from the state of Nebraska. We've raised a little over $2 million and have taken the idea from prototype to launching the business commercially nationwide, and we've done projects as far east as Massachusetts. We've done over a dozen projects, and we've done some of the largest thermal inspections in the history. If you've been selected to pitch at the Big Idea, some advice that I have would be to understand that the judges and the purpose of a pitch event is not to prove that you have a completely finished product. It's a lot of times it's about proving that there's actually a problem worth solving and that there's a market for your problem. And so anything that you can do in advance to prove that the problem you have is worth solving, and maybe even building a simple prototype to go out and validate your idea. So when you pitch to the judges, it's not just, hey, I have an idea, but hey, I have an idea and I've done some initial testing. It really sets the stage to provide a really credible business plan. So I'd actually pitched in an event prior to the Big Idea in Lincoln and took some lessons from that one. And the Big Idea pitch in Kearney was a shorter pitch compared to some of the others. And having a shorter pitch really helps you focus on the most important criteria in as short a period of time as you can. And so the longer pitch you have, I sometimes have the tendency to ramble or try to look for content to fill in the gaps, but with a really short pitch, really get to the key points as fast as possible. And what I learned at the Big Idea in Kearney helped me prepare for future pitch competitions that I did later in 2022. I think what made my idea stand out amongst others is I had done some preliminary testing. I went and borrowed a camera from an electric utility and mounted it to the top of the car in a very scrappy way, but it was enough to prove and validate that if I had a little bit of funding and some support and could get the business off the ground, that the idea had some merit. And the progress that I had been through with the accelerator and how to present information was really helpful in creating, in just the few minutes that we had, a really compelling story and a problem worth solving. It's really important to have an idea that solves a problem for other people, not just yourself. I've had a lot of ideas where I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool if I had this. But there are very few people that had the same need that I had, so it may not be worth putting some money behind. But the larger of an audience or the more problems that you can solve for a given audience, I think it might help your ability to capture traction when you initially get started. My favorite part with the Big Idea, in addition to all the pitch competitions I've been to, is seeing other participants and the problems that they're solving, because you can see a genuine passion for everybody's idea, what they bring to the table. And I learn a lot about other people's businesses because they're not always in the utility space that I'm familiar with. I remember there was a gentleman that had a really unique soap dispenser that I thought was really fascinating. He had a prototype. I also participated with a past faculty member that I went to school with, and she had a really great idea. And so I really like seeing everybody else's ideas and trying to find nuggets of wisdom in their idea that I can take back and help my business.